So, I did a thing or two. I added Caleb Williams to every single team in the NFL. And every single Caleb Williams is about the same overall, same stat-wise. Obviously, they might get a little boost here and there. But I want to see what happens with this franchise and how well these teams do. Because in theory, everyone has them. You know, the generational quarterback that's supposed to absolutely sweep the nation, make the NFL regret letting the Bears take him. Well, now everybody has him. So, we're going to go through this season and we're going to see how well it does. So, let's just go ahead and kick off with the preseason. Obviously, does not matter that much. As long as they don't go ahead and get rid of Caleb Williams or cut him, but I don't think they should. Now, obviously, as you can see with me giving every single team Caleb Williams, there are a lot of quarterbacks who are no longer in the league, and that is pretty much every starting quarterback. So I replaced every single starting quarterback with Caleb Williams, so in theory, there is no negatives here, right? Because everyone now is on an even playing field. There's no one quarterback that is considered better than another. Now, there will be once these guys get upgraded and stuff like that, but, you know, that's down the line. And I'm also hoping that there's no Caleb Williams injury problems. Now, here's another fact, is that I wonder how the MVP award is going to happen. Because with all the Caleb Williams being all even, will they all have even? I guess they won't have even stat lines because in theory, you know, they'll all technically have their own receiving core, defenses, offenses. So they're even, but they're not even. They're the same, you know, quarterback, but different teams. Okay, never mind. I think the MVP award would be pretty much identical to as always. As right here, more injuries for the Chiefs, but not Caleb Williams, and that's good. The Chiefs, though, are currently 1-4, which continues my tradition of every time I use Kansas City Chiefs, they always suck in the franchise I use them in. But 5-1 49ers works out pretty well right there. So let's just see how this ends up shaking out here. Now, by the end of this video, we're going to sim 10 years in the future and kind of see where teams are at and what is going on. Now, last time I did a similar video like this where I gave every single team, I think it was Patrick Mahomes. Yeah, I believe it was Patrick Mahomes. What we saw was some teams started hoarding Patrick Mahomes. And what I mean by that is we saw teams that literally would sign 3 or 4 editions of Patrick Mahomes to avoid other teams from being able to have him. So we saw it as seeing the competitive advantage be, all right, if we saw it hoarding this guy and no one can sign him, then therefore we will be successful. So I don't know if that's going to happen this video. It's, I guess, very possible it does, but yeah, that could also potentially happen. And as I say, the Chiefs are, wow, they got some injuries, man. These videos I'm doing lately, these franchise videos, the injuries have been absolutely insane. But as I was saying that he was doing bad, now the Chiefs are actually doing pretty good. Okay, I just jinxed them again. I keep jinxing the Chiefs in and out here. And they might not make the playoffs. 7-8, play the Steelers. They beat the Steelers, okay, 8-8. So they're kind of on that fringe right now. And just barely misses the playoffs with a 9-8 record. Alright, this is what the playoffs look like. Which, honestly, isn't really too crazy. What did the standings end up being here? So, 12-5. So, I expect a lot of these teams to be kind of very similar. Oh, yeah. How did the Patriots go 1-16? I don't get that. 3-14, 4-13. Okay, so there's a lot of very good teams. I mean, what? 20 out of 32 teams are plus 500, or 500 or better, which is really good. And then, arguably 23 teams could be playoff teams, or almost playoff teams. And then we have the trash. But with that being said, it's actually not that bad overall wise. Let's take a look at stats and who won MVP? The Cowboys, Caleb Williams. Interesting. Whoa, hold up. So we got some interesting things here. So we got Keenan Allen, a wide receiver, up for MVP award. We got, obviously, Caleb Williams. But we have Travis Kelce, Tyreek Hill, Amon-Ra St. Brown, and Cooper Kupp. So we got some interesting MVP award choices there. Potentially, could have won MVP. So apparently having, Caleb Williams at every single position might not always work out because other players can do better. All right. So James Conner led the NFL. Keenan Allen led the NFL. Okay. How about sacks? 17 sacks for Alex Highsmith. I feel like this franchise just got absolutely turned on inside his head. Like, just got flipped all the way around. So I'm going to guess that the MVP ends up being Caleb Williams because there's 32 of them. So, well, I guess offensive MVP. Defensive MVP could be anybody. But offensive MVP, probably definitely Caleb Williams. Okay, so Browns Cardinals is the Super Bowl. This is a very wild franchise video. I'll definitely say that. When you see Cardinals versus Browns Super Bowl. And the finale is the Browns win their first Super Bowl. Nice. And MVP? Yeah, Caleb Williams. And Rookie of the Year? Caleb Williams. Interesting. All right, so I'm going to... Let's actually sim to the end of next season and see where things are kind of headed here, guys. Hang on. So, second season. Let's just see how it goes. 13-4, 12-5, 12-5. A lot of 12-5 teams, honestly. It's almost like everyone's very much even. But yet, there's still some very bad teams. The Browns win the Super Bowl with Caleb Williams, and then 3-14. I love Madden, man. I absolutely love Madden because logic just does not get used when it comes to this video game. It's beautiful. All right, so who doesn't have Caleb Williams anymore? There's always one. There's always one team. Oh, maybe not. Okay, we might not see Caleb Williams leave then until potentially his 4 years is up. Usually there's always someone who eventually, for some reason, gets rid of the quarterback when I do these videos. So I was actually kind of surprised with that one. Who won MVP? Caleb Williams. But Saquon Barkley and Kenneth Walker both showed up on the MVP list. And wait, hold up. Okay, so Chris Godwin also showed up. And Chris Godwin's now a New York Jet, apparently. That's a very interesting situation. These are very interesting situations, I'll tell you that. Okay. Not bad. Kenneth Walker, Chris Godwin. Travis Kelce was number 2, though. Having a pretty fantastic season. Alright, so let's see who wins the Super Bowl. And why Caleb Williams is winning. I guess he technically is winning endless Super Bowls because he's the only quarterback who can technically play in them. So we're about to see a Caleb Williams versus Caleb Williams Super Bowl. And I don't remember. The first Super Bowl, that wasn't MVP by Caleb Williams, right? I don't remember the first Super Bowl. Anyway, though, Commanders versus Dolphins, and the Dolphins destroy the Commanders. So this Super Bowl MVP was actually Javon Holland. I don't believe the first one, was that Caleb? No, that was Zarius Smith, the first one. So Caleb Williams Caleb Williams is yet to win the MVP award. Oh, Super Bowl MVP, that is. Not MVP, because, you win that every single year. But let's get into the next season. All right, so I simmed forward a couple years, and I kind of just want to see where everything is at. We are in the playoffs. And by the way, the Bears are the best team in the league, which I kind of find humorous again. But what I wanted to see was, I wanted to skip forward past the whole rookie contracts of Caleb Williams to see who is going to go ahead and hoard Caleb Williams and who's going to get rid of him. So, starting off right away, it looks like every team kept him. Okay, first off, why is his overall still like 79, 78 overall? How has he not progressed in like, what, 6 years? I feel like you should be a higher overall than this. All right, so the Lions got rid of Caleb Williams, which means the Panthers have 2 Caleb Williams. We got our first team that's hoarding Caleb Williams, guys. So only one team, it looks like, actually is hoarding Caleb Williams. I'm also, again, I have no idea how he does not have a higher overall than 81. That is kind of crazy, but at the same time, it's Madden, so I'm not really going to ask any questions. I have these players being upgraded, though, so they should, in theory, be, doing correct numbers or being able to be upgraded because the team should be upgrading them themselves. Okay. We got some make-believe players, it looks like. Okay. Rashee Rice is the second best receiver in the NFL. Lordy. This is it's going fantastic. Alright, so with that being said then, let me go ahead and go over to league history. And the Jags won the last Super Bowl. The Raiders won, and Alvin Kamara was their MVP. By the way, the Jags, Marshawn Lattimore, joined the Jags, won a Super Bowl, and won Super Bowl MVP. Kamara goes to the Raiders, wins Super Bowl MVP. The Steelers win it, and Alex Highsmith is MVP. Breece Hall, cornerback version, goes ahead and wins it with the Texans. The Dolphins, we already looked at. So, kind of interesting here is the fact that not one time did Caleb Williams win. I mean, he's winning actual NFL MVPs, but he's not winning Super Bowl MVP. Even though he's, in theory, a version of him is going there every single year, they're not winning the MVP award. Which means that they're good enough to get there and good enough to win, but he's not good enough to actually, get the MVP award, which is so weird to me. All right, so we got Bam Bam Bam, Texans Cowboys Super Bowl. And who's going to win this one? Okay, we got the Cowboys won it. And in the end, Walt Cutler was MVP. Was not Caleb Williams. So 0 Caleb Williams MVP awards this year. All right, so I think I'm just going to sim. How old is he right now? Right now, he is 28 years old, I want to say. He's 29. Ooh, okay. That's interesting. If he's 29 years old, in theory, I don't want to go too far to where he retires. I'm going to go probably season by season because he's 29. Hang on. All right, so we are back into the playoffs for the next year. I don't know which Caleb Williams is going to retire first, but I feel like it would be like almost perfect if they all retire at the same time. I know they're not going to, but it would almost be perfect. Anyways, so let's see who got rid of their Caleb Williams, who is going ahead and hoarding Caleb Williams. So far, no, okay. Okay, the Chiefs have 2 Caleb Williams, which means there's a team without Caleb Williams now. At least one team. Yup, Eagles do not have a Caleb Williams. Okay. I think I broke the game by making every single team have Caleb Williams. The Lions don't have a Caleb Williams, which means there's a second team hoarding Caleb Williams. The Panthers were a team at one point. And by the way, shout out to the Panthers for making Caleb Williams a 73 overall. So apparently just did not develop him too well. Who has a second Caleb Williams? The Steelers have 0 Caleb Williams. Okay, something's weird here. And this Caleb... Okay, the Vikings have 2 Caleb Williams. So the Vikings hoarded one. You have the Chiefs that have been hoarding one. But I'm pretty sure there should be one more. Did we lose a Caleb Williams? Hold up. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. 9. 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26, 27, 28, 29, 30. Okay, 31. Are we missing a Caleb Williams? Well, I might have miscounted. Okay, hold up. No, I'm going to do it like this because I might have miscounted. Unless a Caleb Williams retired. Or he's on free agency. Actually, I just realized he could be on free agency. Alright, let's see. We got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26, 27, 28, 29, 30, 31, 32. Okay, never mind. I was stupid. I just miscounted. Alright, so they're all there. They're just in different places. Let's just see who goes ahead and wins this Super Bowl this year. And why Caleb Williams won't be an MVP candidate for the Super Bowl. That's my whole thing. That's my whole stick at this point. Is why Caleb Williams won't get the job done. Alright, advancing to the Super Bowl. And it's Cardinals versus Chiefs. And I know the Cardinals do still have Caleb. So this is a still Caleb Williams edge. And he wins. Nope, the Chiefs win. Okay. So the Chiefs have 2 Caleb Williams. They won the Super Bowl. And Kool-Aid McKinstry is the one who wins the MVP award. Even though they have 2 Caleb Williams. This game, man. So now I believe they're all 30 years old, though, right? Yeah, Caleb is 30. I don't know at what point he's going to retire, but let's just keep going. All right. Playoffs, and more playoffs. I'm just interested to see who's the next team to start hoarding these Caleb Williams, because there's no Caleb Williams on the Bears. So the age-old, the Bears got Caleb Williams, and they're the team to get rid of him first. Well, I guess the OG version. Anyway, though, Bengals got 2. The Bills have 2. The Broncos have 0. The Browns have 1. The Bucks have 2. Cardinals have 2. I love how this always happens. Teams start hoarding Caleb Williams. 2 for the Colts. Commanders, okay. Cowboys. Dolphins don't have 1. Eagles don't have 1. Falcons have 1. No Niners. Giants have 1. Jags have 1. The Jets have 2. This is literally like Pokemon at this point. 0 there, 0 there, 1 there, 1 there, 1, 2 for the Ravens, 1 for that, 1 there, 1 there, 0, 1, and then 1. Interesting. So, Caleb Williams, 30 some odd years old, almost 31 years old, and he is just rocking and rolling with this. Let's just see who wins the Super Bowl. Yeah, let's go to the Super Bowl. And again, like I said, I'm not sure when they're going to retire these Caleb Williams, but if we're being honest, these Caleb Williams really aren't that good anymore. Like, I mean, some of them are like 60s, most of them are 70s, some 80s, but we're kind of at the point now where I feel like these Caleb Williams are kind of just mids. They never win the Super Bowl MVP, no matter what. And yeah, I mean, it ends up being everyone else wins Super Bowl MVP. So if anything, this just kind of spells the narrative that it could be anyone win Super Bowl MVP except for Caleb Williams. But the Jags, Caleb Williams, did win MVP. So he's still winning MVP awards. He's just not winning Super Bowl MVP awards. Which is so weird still. But, I guess I'll sim a little bit in the future here. I'm going to sim until they retire. But I don't know. Because again, like I said, I mean, the best quarterbacks in the NFL, yeah, why are the quarterbacks suck so bad in this franchise, actually? Now I'm kind of curious why they suck so bad in this franchise, but I don't know if they're really going to do anything special. I'm just going to sim and see who wins or who wins the Super Bowls moving forward until they retire. Until Caleb retires. Hang on, guys. Actually, wait. Real fast. Worst teams? Best teams. All right, so we got a Texans-Cowboys Super Bowl. Let's just see how this ends up going out. And survey says the Cowboys end up losing to the Texans. Texans win 8-9. and won the Super Bowl. What is this NFL anymore, bro? I unlocked 32 Caleb Williams in the NFL, and now the NFL has an 8-9 team win the Super Bowl. And the Chiefs still have 2 Caleb Williams. Okay. The Colts have a backup Caleb Williams, who's a 70 overall. These Caleb Williams now absolutely suck. What's the highest overall Caleb Williams? Now I'm interested. The highest overall Caleb... Actually, let me just do it like this. It's probably easier to do it like this. The highest overall Caleb Williams is 74 overall. And I'm not even sure if these guys are even starting at this point or if they're just backup Caleb Williams. So, I don't think any of these Caleb Williams... I mean, the Bears picked backup Caleb Williams. I don't think that's even, like, the actual Caleb Williams, like, the original one. But there is some starters, okay. But I think at this point, guys, these Caleb Williams might be defeated. I mean, they're going to be 33 years old after this offseason. We're kind of at that structure point where a Caleb Williams is a 63 overall. Oh, lordy. 70, 71. You got another 71 Caleb Williams. Yeah, they're like 70s at this point. So I think I'm going to end off the video here just because I don't think any of these Caleb Williams are going to do anything fancy. And they're going to stop being replaced by some of these rookies. Because, yeah, just... the Packers, Caleb Williams still won MVP, though. They're still kicking it with the MVP award. And Offensive Player of the Year, Packers. Wait, hold up. See, I was going to end off this video, but apparently the Packers, Caleb Williams, is still the Heat. What's his overall, though? Is it like a 20? It's a 70. We're going to go one more season. I got to see if he can keep winning it. All right, so we are now into a Steelers versus Packers Super Bowl, which Commanders apparently suck now. So that's a thing or two right now. But let's go ahead and just see who wins the Super Bowl, and also what were the overall teams here? Hold up, what was the records? The 11-6 Steelers beat the 9-8 Packers. What is up with the 9-8 teams going to the Super Bowl? And also, Caleb Williams did not win MVP. Curtis Locke for the Steelers won MVP. So that's the first quarterback MVP in this franchise so far. We had 0 quarterback MVPs so far this franchise. And that's the first one who isn't Caleb Williams. I guess I don't say isn't Caleb Williams who went to the Super Bowl, but yeah, interesting. Caleb Williams is still kicking it around, by the way. He's 33 years old. He's still trying his best to make it in this NFL. There's just a lot of teams with a lot of different of the same Caleb Williams, but yeah. Guys, I think I'm going to end off this video here because I don't think Caleb is going to make a comeback now. He's 33 years old, 11 years in the league. I mean, there has been Caleb Williams who has won MVP awards, but as you see, Nathan Tucker took over for Caleb Williams, and Caleb Williams was sadly not able to go to the Super Bowl against the Steelers. So actually, let's see this real fast. So, league, here we go. Let's go to Super Bowl. Was that... No, that was Caleb Williams. We got to keep going. Because Caleb Williams got to the Super Bowl. He's still going. All right, one more year. One more year. All right, apparently the Steelers have themselves a new quarterback who's like taking them to the Super Bowl every single season, and his name's not Caleb Williams. That's his second Super Bowl in a row won by the Steelers. And it wasn't a quarterback MVP, though. That's actually kind of disappointing. Wait. Hold up. Okay, the Chiefs went 12-5. I was like, how did the Chiefs end up here going 12 and... Okay, they got the MVP, but they didn't make it to the Super Bowl. So, which it's not really that surprising. Anyway, so is there any Caleb Williams left? He's 34 years old at this point. There's not many teams with Caleb Williams. Okay. I mean, there are some as backups that kind of are trying to hold on to the idea that Caleb can still be the guy. But it's a little too late, I feel like, at this point. Seahawks are trying to double up. So, guys, tell me down below your thoughts and opinions. I'll definitely say I mean, Caleb did win some Super Bowls. But it was kind of the situation where he kind of had to because of the fact that he was, he kind of had to win the Super Bowl. He was the only quarterback available for these set teams, and someone has to win it every single season. So it's an interesting scenario. But 34 years old, and I'm calling it. Peace out, guys.